What if the ground beneath your feet feels less solid each year? Not the earth itself, but the very ground of your own being, your physical strength. We reach for things we believe will help, but what if the true support is found not in a heavy meal, but in the quiet wisdom of a simple cup of warm liquid? Most will hear the names of the teas, but they will not understand the principle of their use. 99% will miss the final chapter on harmonious integration. And it is there that the true power to walk strong is unlocked, is understanding strength. Before we can speak of rebuilding, we must first cleanse our understanding of what it is we are trying to build. We use the word muscle, but this word has been made shallow. We see it as a thing of youth, of force, of protein powders and heavy weights. This is a narrow view. After the age of 60, true strength is not about the size of the muscle, it is about the quality of the entire structure. It is about the integrity of the temple. A temple is not just its stone walls, it is the wooden frame that supports them, the mortar that binds them, the foundation that grounds them, and the clear space within them. To focus only on the stone is to build a beautiful wall that will soon crumble. Our modern approach to muscle loss is to attack it with force. We are told to consume more and more protein to lift heavier and heavier things. This is like seeing a crack in the temple wall and trying to fix it by throwing more stones at it. But what if the crack is not there because of a lack of stone? What if the crack is there because a silent fire is burning within the walls, making the mortar brittle? What if the wooden frame is growing weak? What if the very foundation is unstable? This silent fire is the chronic, low-grade inflammation that is so common in our modern world. This weakening frame is our bones and connective tissues, which are often starved of the deep minerals they need. This unstable foundation is often a tired and overburdened digestive system. To truly rebuild our strength, we must look beyond the muscle itself. We must become wise stewards of the entire temple. We must learn to cool the silent fire of inflammation. We must learn to deeply nourish the wooden frame of our bones and ligaments. We must learn to support the foundation of our digestion so that the materials we consume can be properly used. This is a path of wisdom, not of force. And it is here that the humble tea, used with intention, can become one of our most powerful allies. A tea is not a muscle builder in the crude sense. It is a harmonizing agent. It is a medicine that can cool the inner fire, that can deliver deep nourishment to the frame, and that can support the foundation. It is a tool for the wise steward, not a weapon for the warrior. To understand this is to begin the true work of rebuilding. This shift in perspective is the most important step. We are not fighting a battle against our aging bodies. We are entering into a new partnership, a new level of conscious care. We are learning to listen to the subtle needs of the temple, not just the loud demands of the ego. The path to walking strong in the later seasons of life is not paved with more effort, but with more awareness. It is a path of quiet cultivation, and it can begin with the simple, sacred act of preparing a cup of tea. Cooling fire. The first tea we must learn to work with is the one that addresses the silent, smoldering fire. This is the tea that brings a cooling, clarifying energy to the entire system. This is green tea, but we must approach it not as a simple beverage, but as a specific and potent medicine for quenching the flames of chronic inflammation. This inflammation is one of the primary drivers of muscle breakdown, or sarcopenia. It creates a catabolic environment in the body, a state of constant low-grade self-destruction. The muscle does not just disappear, it is consumed by this inner fire. To rebuild, we must first put out the fire. Green tea is rich in a class of powerful compounds called catechins, the most famous of which is epigallocatechin galate, or EGCG. These are not just antioxidants in the simple sense. They are intelligent modulators of our inflammatory pathways. They are like wise ministers who can walk into a chaotic courtroom and bring a sense of calm and order. They help to quiet the alarm signals that are keeping the fire burning. When you drink a cup of high-quality green tea, you are not just hydrating your body, you are sending a message of peace to your cells. You are inviting a cool, clear energy to permeate your tissues and to soothe the irritation that is weakening your structure. But the wisdom of green tea extends beyond its anti-inflammatory properties. It contains a unique amino acid called L-theanine. Caffeine, which is also present in green tea, is a raw stimulant. It can create a jarring, scattered energy. L-theanine works in beautiful harmony with the caffeine. It promotes a state of calm, focused alertness. It is the difference between a loud, chaotic firework display and the steady, focused beam of a lighthouse. For the mind after 60, which seeks clarity without agitation, this is a profound gift. It allows you to feel energized and mentally sharp, but also centered and peaceful. It is an energy that supports contemplation and focused work, not frantic activity. The practice of using this tea is one of quality and mindfulness. You must seek out a high-quality organic green tea, preferably loose leaf. The quality of the leaf determines the potency of the medicine. The preparation is a ritual. The water should be hot but not boiling, as boiling water can scorch the delicate leaves and create a bitter taste. As the tea steeps, be present. Watch the leaves unfurl, smell the subtle, grassy aroma. When you drink it, sip it slowly. Feel its clean, clarifying energy. The ideal time to drink green tea is in the morning or early afternoon, when you desire this state of calm alertness. It is the perfect way to begin your day's work or your practice. It is the first step in the stewardship of the temple to cool the fire and to clarify the mind. Nourishing roots. Once the inner fire has been cooled, we must turn our attention to the very foundation of the temple. A strong muscle cannot be built upon a weak and brittle frame. Our bones, our tendons, our ligaments, these are the wooden beams and the deep stone foundations of our structure. As we age, these tissues can become depleted of the deep earthy minerals they require for their integrity. The second tea is the one that addresses this. It is a tea that does not stimulate but deeply nourishes. It does not provide a bright upward energy, but a quiet, grounding and strengthening one. This is nettle tea. Nettle, often seen as a common weed, is in fact one of the most profoundly nourishing plants on earth. It is a master at drawing minerals up from the deep soil. Its leaves are a treasure chest of the very elements that our structural tissues crave. It is incredibly rich in calcium and magnesium in a form that is highly bioavailable to the body. These are the primary building blocks of our bones. But it also contains silica, a crucial mineral for the health of our connective tissues, our tendons, ligaments, skin, and hair. Silica is what gives these tissues their strength and their elasticity. To drink nettle tea is like mixing fine, mineral-rich dust into the very mortar of the temple, making it strong and resilient. The energy of nettle is different from that of green tea. If green tea is the clear, cool morning light, nettle tea is the deep, dark, fertile earth. It is a grounding force. It does not provide a noticeable lift in the way a caffeinated tea does. Its work is slower, deeper, and more foundational. It is a practice of patience. You will not feel an immediate jolt of energy, but over time, with consistent use, you will be rebuilding your deepest reserves of structural strength. You are nourishing the roots of your being. This is a profound act of long-term care. The practice of nettle tea is one of infusion. Because we are seeking to extract the deep minerals, it requires a longer steeping time. You can use dried nettle leaf, which is readily available. You take a generous spoonful of the dried leaves, place them in a jar or a pot, and pour hot water over them. Then you cover the container and let it steep for at least 20 minutes or even for several hours to create a deep, rich infusion. The resulting tea is a dark green, almost black color with a deep, earthy taste. It is not a tea for a quick break. It is a nourishing broth to be sipped throughout the day. It can be enjoyed warm or at room temperature. To drink this infusion is to give your body a gift of deep, foundational nourishment. It is to say to your bones and your connective tissues, here are the materials you need. Be strong. Activating flow. We have cooled the fire. We have nourished the roots. Now, we must ensure that the life force, the energy, and the nutrients can flow freely to every part of the temple. If the rivers and canals of the kingdom are stagnant and blocked, then even the best materials cannot reach the craftsmen who need them. The third tea is the one that addresses this. It is a tea that warms, that moves, that activates. It is a tea that brings a vibrant, flowing energy to the entire system. This is a tea made from ginger and turmeric. Ginger is a powerful warming and stimulating herb. It is a profound circulatory tonic. Think of it as a force that gently warms the river of your blood, encouraging it to flow more freely, more vigorously into all the small capillaries and pathways. For anyone who experiences cold hands and feet or a feeling of physical stagnation and stiffness, ginger is a powerful ally. It helps to move the blood, and with the blood, it moves oxygen and nutrients to the muscles, the joints, and all the tissues of the body. It is a gentle awakening of the body's inner river. Turmeric is ginger's wise and powerful partner. Its primary active compound, curcumin, is one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatory substances ever studied. If green tea is the cool water that soothes the fire, turmeric is the master who comes in and directly reorganizes the system to prevent the fire from starting in the first place. It works on a deep cellular level to quiet the inflammatory signals, but its benefits are often limited by its poor absorption in the body. And this is where the beautiful synergy with its partners comes in. The practice is to create a tea with these two roots, ideally fresh, though dried powder can also be used. You take a few thin slices of fresh ginger and fresh turmeric root, place them in a pot with water, and let them simmer gently for 10 to 15 minutes. The gentle heat extracts their medicinal compounds. Now, for the crucial act of synergy, to this tea, you must add a tiny pinch of black pepper. The piperine in the black pepper has been shown to increase the absorption of the curcumin from the turmeric by up to 2000%. Without this activator, most of the turmeric's benefit is lost. You can also add a small spoonful of a healthy fat like coconut oil, as curcumin is fat-soluble. This combination, ginger, turmeric, black pepper, and a touch of fat, is an ancient and profoundly intelligent formula. It is a tea that not only quenches inflammation but also warms and moves the very flow of life within you, ensuring that the nourishment you consume can reach its destination. Harmonious integration. We have now explored 3 powerful plant medicines, each with its own unique energy and purpose. One cools and clarifies, one grounds and nourishes, one warms and moves. The common mistake is to hear this as a list and to simply start drinking all 3 without wisdom, without thought. The final and most important chapter is not about any of the teas themselves. It is about the principle of harmonious integration. This is the art of becoming the wise conductor of your own inner orchestra, knowing which instrument to call upon at which time to create a beautiful, harmonious symphony rather than a chaotic noise. The power is not in the teas, it is in your discernment. The practice is to cultivate a deep listening to your own body. Each day, each moment, your body is speaking to you. You must learn to hear its subtle language. When you wake up in the morning, before you reach for any cup, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, what is the quality of my being today? Am I feeling hot, agitated, and mentally scattered? This is a state of excess fire. This is the day for the cooling, clarifying energy of green tea. Perhaps you wake up feeling depleted, weak, and ungrounded. You feel a deep physical tiredness in your bones. This is a state of root deficiency. This is the day to slowly sip a deep, nourishing infusion of nettle tea throughout the day to remineralize your foundation. Or perhaps you wake up feeling stiff, stagnant, and cold. Your joints ache and you feel like your energy is stuck. This is a state of poor flow. This is the day for the warming, moving, activating energy of the ginger and turmeric tea, perhaps taken with a small meal to aid digestion and move the blood. You see, this is not a rigid protocol. It is an intuitive dance. On some days, you may feel the need for 2 of the teas, perhaps the clarifying green tea in the morning and the grounding nettle tea in the evening. On other days, your body may be in a state of balance and may not call for any of them. The goal is not to drink more tea, the goal is to become more attuned to your own needs and to use these tools with precision and wisdom. This is the difference between being a patient who blindly follows instructions and a master who is in conscious partnership with their own body. This practice of harmonious integration extends beyond just choosing the right tea. It is about how you bring them into your life. It is about the purity of the herbs you choose. It is about the mindfulness with which you prepare them. It is about the gratitude with which you consume them. Every step is part of the practice. Every moment is an opportunity to cultivate awareness. This is the path that 99% of people miss. They search for the magic ingredient, the magic pill. But the magic is not in the ingredient. The magic is in the consciousness of the one who uses it. The magic is in the harmony. Final wisdom. The strength to walk with dignity and freedom in the later seasons of your life is not found in a single food or a single exercise. It is a reflection of the overall state of your inner temple. It is a reflection of the harmony or the chaos that resides within you. The journey to rebuild this strength is not a battle to be won through force, but a garden to be cultivated with patience, with awareness, and with love.